In this module, we're gonna talk about the operators. Since the Verilog supports different type of the operators, and they mainly are arithmetical, logical, reduction, bitwise, and so on. And all these operators are similar to the C programming language, but the key point here is that we have to analyze the operators, how they're gonna work on the hardware part, and how many number of the gates they utilize after we have to synthesize that. So for that we are using an OpenEDA tool named Yosys, and we using an example checking each operators and analyze how they're gonna actually work on the hardware, how many devices or the logical gates are being utilized after we go for the synthesis. So this will give us a better understanding about how the things actually work on the hardware. Should we go for the multiplication using the arithmetic operator, or should we use any other logic so that we can reduce the utilization of the hardware? This module is really important. Stay with me till the end. Now let's first talk about the arithmetic operators. The basic means of the arithmetic operator is if we have to perform some arithmetic operations like our multiplication, if we have to add something, subtract something, at that time we are using the arithmetic operator symbols. And the symbol basically that are common in all other language, these are also similar in the Verilog language. So for the multiplication, it is asterisk symbol, addition plus symbol, subtraction minus, some modulus, power and division symbols. For example, if we have to multiply two numbers, let's suppose A and B. So we can simply use a sign, whatever our output, and we go for A multiplication B. So this will generate our multiplication of the A and B and put that value on the out variable. Here the key point here is that the arithmetic operator, they can perform on the two operands and they can also perform on the one operands. The addition and the subtraction are the two arithmetic operators that can perform on the unary and on the binary operands. The binary operands means that the number of the operand we are using 2, and for the unary operands means that the number of the operand utilization here is 1. What basically it means is that whenever we are defining the arithmetic AND operator on unary variable, suppose A, and we are defining plus, so it will behave like it's a sign. If we are using minus B, here the minus symbol shows it's a negative number, and the Verilog, it generates its negative number and internally in the form of 2s complement. So this thing we have to keep in mind when we go for the analysis of the operators. It is binary or the unary. Now moving onwards to our second operator type, that is the logical operator. The logical operator means that it is performing the logical operation between the two operands, and it will generate the output as the 1 or the 0. That 1 or 0 is the logical relation between the operands. For example, if our operand is not equal to 0, it will automatically treat it as the equivalent to logical 1. And if our operand is equal to 0, then it is equivalent to our logic 0 value. Like, for understanding this better, let's take an example. Here we are taking the variable A and giving its value 2, and we are taking the another variable B and giving its value 0. So if we go for the A logical AND between the A and B, here the value of the A is 2, which is not a 0 value. So the logical operator treat this variable as 1 and B as 0, and we are performing the logical AND between 1 and 0, so it will generate the output as logical 0. Similarly, if in our case, if we are going for the A logical or B, then it will generate the output as 1. Here for the logical operator, only logical NOT or the logical negation, they are operate on the unary operands. If the value of the sum variable, the logical NOT operator is simply invert that value. In our case, it is become to 0. Now moving onwards to a third operator, that is the relation operator. The relation operators are used in the expression and it generates the expression as the logical return value if the expression is true, and if the expression is false then it will return the logical false value. For example, like we are comparing two numbers, let's suppose C and D, and if C is greater than D in our expression, then it will automatically generate the output as 1, which is the logical value of this expression. If our condition is not met, then it will generate the output as 0, and simply goes for the greater than equal to. Here it is comparing the value, whether the value is greater than and also equal to, and if that condition is met, it generates the output as 1, otherwise it generates the output as 0. Now moving onwards to our fourth operator, that is the equality operator. The equality operators, these are also we call the logical equality, the logical inequality, case equality and the case inequality. So about the equality operators, here the symbol of the equality operator is this one, and it is used for comparing and checking if the two operators are equal or not. So if the operators are equal, it generates the logical 1 value. If these operators are not equal, it generates the 0 value. So we are defining with equality and the not inequality. Suppose if the value of the variable e, we are taking it as 4-bit value 1000 and taking the variable of the f value as 401010. So if you are using e equal to f, as we know these are not equal, so it will generate the logical value 0. If we are using e not equal to f, yes, they are not equal to, so generate the value as 1. This is about the equality operators. Now moving onwards to our other operator, that is the bitwise operator. The bitwise operator, the first thing about the bitwise operator is that they are performing that operation on the each bit of the operands. For example, if you are taking the operator A, its value as 4B1000 and taking B as 4B0100, and we are going for the bitwise AND, then it can perform this operation on the each bit and it will generate the output like 4-bit value of C having the value 0000, means each bit of the operand A is gonna end with the corresponding bit of the second operator. So in this way this operator will perform. The number of the operands used in the bitwise operator are the 2, and that's the most important thing we have to keep in mind, because the reduction operator and the bitwise operator, they are generally being using the same operator symbol like their and, but they are different in the way of their number of the operand that are being utilized. So the bitwise AND, it's simply performing the bitwise AND between the corresponding bit of the each operand. The bitwise OR performing the OR operation. XOR and XNOR, they are performing as by their name. Now the reduction operator. The reduction operator, first they are defining with the operator symbols like the reduction AND with this symbol, and they are performing on the unary operands. So only one operand are being used. So this operator, what they can actually do is they're going to reduce the number of the bits in the operand and generate its logical value. Like for the same example, if we took a value as 4B100 and we are performing the logical AND, then each bit of this operator AND with the another bit, go for the another bit, output of that, and go on. So this will generate output as 0. So in this way the reduction operator works. And similar go for the reduction NAND, it performing the NAND between the each bit of the single operand, or reduction NOR, XNOR and XOR. Now our another operator is the shift operator. The shift operator, they are being used when we have to shift our operator's value, whether we should go for the right shift or the left shift. These are really important, because in our some register like the PIPO, SIPO. In that case we have to shift our values, so in that case we are using the shift operators. And also for the multiplication we are using the shift operands. Confused? Yes, the shift operator are being used when we have to go for the multiplication, and for that we are taking an example in our third module EDA lab that is related to the multiplication using the shift operator. So the right shift operator means that it simply shift our operands one bit to the right side. For example, let's suppose a variable named C, we are defining its value as 4-bit value 100, and we are shifting this variable using the right shift. So the value comes out after the right shift is 0100. And similarly go for the left shift, here we are shifting the values to the left. So if these are the bits, the right shift operator simply shift that value to the one side, and the left shift this value to the left side. Now the arithmetic shift operator, these are quite different from the right shift and the left shift. If we are going for the arithmetic right shift, this value goes into this and the value shift here, and the arithmetic left shift goes in the reverse way. So these are our shift operator. And we can go for the multiple shift also. For example, if we are using right shift and we are giving its value as right shift by 2, so simply our bit shift by 2. So in our case we are taking this example and we got the value 0010. Now moving onwards to our next operators, that is the concatenation, replication and the conditional operator. So let's first talk about the concatenation operator. So if we have to concatenate two numbers, at that time we can use the concatenation operator using this symbol, the curly brackets. For example, suppose we take two input, let's say input A having the bit range from 3 to 0, and this is input B with the same bit name 3 to 0, and we have to combine all those input and take it them as the output. Means we have to concatenate that. At that time we can simply put that the A, B and put in the variable C. Here we have to first define the size of the C port. So the C port must be 7.0. Now the A variable, it goes into the C variable MSB and the B as the LSB. Now moving onwards to our next operator, that is the replication operator. It basically means that how many times we have to replicate the number inside our bracket. If you are using 2, then whatever the number, let's suppose the A, so on the output we got the 8-bit output generated having the value 7.0, where the 7.24 is A and 3.0 is A. So A will replicate twice. In this way we can use 3, 4, it depends on your condition and on your logic. We can use that replication operator. Another important operator, that is the conditional operator. The conditional operator, first it will check the condition expression. So to understand the conditional operator, first we have to define its expression and how it works. There is firstly about there is a conditional expression, then we use the conditional operator, then the true statement. With this we are using false statement. So how actually this works? The first thing about that, this is the conditional operator. So if our condition is true, then our true statement will execute it. If it is false, then our false statement will execute it. If it is 0, then our false statement will execute it. And so understand it with the help of an example. Suppose we have a mux in which we have one select line and two inputs. So if our select line is 0, we got the output as A, otherwise we got the output as B. On that conditional expression, here we are using the select line, so this will become the condition. Now using the conditional operator, if it is true, we got B, otherwise we got A. So in this way the conditional operator will work. So let's understand it with the help of an example. So here is an example. The first thing about is we are defining the module name. that is the operator code, and there are few inputs and few outputs. In our case, we are taking the 4-bit input A and B, and on that input we are performing the various operators like the arithmetical, logical, bitwise and reduction. So we are defining 7-bit output C and D, 4-bit output EF, and few single-bit output GHKL, and few other outputs IJ. So first about the arithmetic operator. So we are in the first case in the C variable, we have do the multiplication of the A and B. After that multiplication, we go for the division, addition and the subtraction. So all these things are shown here is the multiplication, division, addition and the subtraction. So it basically means that the multiplication of the two number happen and we got the output here. Now attention here is the logical operator, bitwise and the reduction operator. So first about the logical operator. So it's basically A and B, it performs the logical operation and gives the output. And same goes to the logical OR. But for the bitwise operator, first here is that in the bitwise operator, each bit will do the bitwise operation to the corresponding bit. Then it will produce our output, then it goes to the output Y. Similar goes for the J. So you can see here there is a big difference between the logical AND and the bitwise AND. This is a bitwise AND, this is the logical AND. Now about the reduction operator. Reduction operator is also similar like our bitwise operator, but it can perform on the unary operand. So here is the first input unary and got the output 1, and it will perform on the bitwise and between the each bit of the given operand, and we got the output L and K. Now moving onwards to our another operator, that is the relation operator, condition operator, shift operator and the concatenation operator. So first we are defining our module name operator code 2, giving 2 input and defining few outputs. For our, this is our right shift and this is our left shift and this is arithmetic shift. Now this is concatenation X and Y. We are giving the name of the output. So we are assigning our relation X. If A is greater than B, then we got the output 1, otherwise 0. Similar goes to the relation Y. Now for the shift operators, we are defining the right shift by 1 bit, left by 1 and arithmetic shift by 2. And in the concatenation, we simply concatenate our A and B, which is a 4-bit. So our concatenation operator must be given output as a 8-bit. So we are defining the output as a 8-bit on the concatenation and also for the replication. So this is the test bench. In this, simply these are our inputs, these are our outputs. So we are defining as a reg and wire. You got to know more about in the lecture. And we are installation that our module, design module, giving the inputs and monitor it. Then finally we are dumping that values. So about the synthesis of the relation, conditional and the our concatenation operator. So first about the relation operator. Relation X. So here you can see the relation X operator. The first thing about that, it will verify the check the condition A and B. So if A is greater than B, we got output 1. So for checking that, it put those on the mux and compare it. This is the means greater than. So if A is greater than, then automatically mux will select that input. So in our case, A is greater than B, then we got the output as 1. Then the mux will select the B input. Here is 1 and it goes there, and finally we got the value 1. So this 1 and 0 will come here. If we are reverse that, then it will become 0, it will become 1. So in this way the relation operator works. So first they check the condition, it is greater than, then they generate a mux. After that mux, it will verify that the input signal, and on depend on the select signal it gives the output. Similar goes to the relation Y operator. Now about the right shift, it's simply shifting the value by 1 bit. Left shift goes the same. Arithmetic shift, here our MSB bit, it goes as this, and the LSB shifting. Now the concatenation simply concatenate that, replication simply replicate that. So now to understand the result we have to check their simulation. So for that all those simulation work we do on the EDA labs using the same example. Now one more important thing is the precedence of the operator, like which operator give higher precedence as compared to the another. The first about the is the unary operators. So our plus, minus, negation and not, these are the given the highest precedence, means that this plus and minus, these are treated as the signed number, signed symbol, so they are giving higher precedence. And also if we are using it in the way of reduction operator, at that time they are giving the higher precedence because they are performing on the unary operator. Then after comes about our multiplication, division and modulus, and after that these are giving the higher precedence. Then there is addition, subtraction, and after the shifting relation. It means that in equation first of all these operators will perform, after that the next one, that next one, then next one. So at the end we go for the conditional operator. So to understand it we go for few examples on the EDA lab. So get to see there on the EDA lab.